Hi Pisces, welcome to Ashuna's Tarot. I went ahead and pre-shuffled and laid out the spread and connected to spirit. So the energies are feeling a little bit scattered, to be honest. Like I feel like there's energy in a lot of places. Like the energy, it may be like, I can't even say it. There may be a little bit of an energetic mess happening, like underlying, like for whoever this reading is, like, I don't know, I just have to get the message out. Like, there may be a little bit of an energetic mess that you feel like you should be cleaning up, or like you have to get in order, or like you have to get together. But like the whole thing with this situation, or like this energy like coming through, is that you are still in a transitional period. And I know like so many people are tired to hear like about changes and transitions and new beginnings, because there's been so many. Like, honestly, like if this last year hasn't shown us anything, like more than anything, it's been this like death and rebirth process of getting a new beginning, a new start, new everything, and then all of a sudden dying again and then restarting. And so I mean, even me seeing this energy here, like the Six of Swords, like that transition card, it's like kind of aggravating a little bit, because I know a lot of you that have sent emails, it's like you feel like you've been going through so many transitions. It's like, when is it all just going to be over? When are we just going to arrive? And again, I connect with that, and I resonate with that energy, because collectively, like we're very much in tune, guys. Like I don't know if like you've noticed, like from the comments, and for so many people that feel like they're on a similar like vibration and frequency and are experiencing a lot of the collective lessons. However, how that plays out in your life is individual to you and your process. Like the dynamic can be very different, like uniquely to you, but the message and the energy being felt is very collective. And so yeah, however this dynamic unfolds, I think it's going to be very interesting, Pisces. So let's go ahead and get started, Pisces. Six of Swords is your general energy. If you're waiting on a private reading, so before we get started, if you're waiting on a private reading, those were all sent out tonight. Sorry, not tonight, last night. So those were all sent out. So just please check your inbox if you're waiting on one of those. If you would like a private reading, the information's in the description box below, if you would like to book one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Pisces, Six of Swords is the general energy for this reading. So with this energy coming in, I feel like for whoever resonates with this reading, I feel like you feel like I feel like you feel like that you have to do some like energetic cleaning, some energetic work, because the energy, whether in your life or like the underhanded subliminal underlying energies, like whatever it is, it feels like a little bit of an energetic mess. Not sure if like your energy is scattered in so many different places, or if there's a lot of decisions or a lot of things kind of like being shelled out at you at this time. Like there's a lot on your table, it feels like. But at the same time, Pisces, like the reason why I even want to spend some time on this card is to tell you to please like cut yourself some slack, okay? Like I'm not saying to procrastinate, I'm not saying to like justify any kind of toxic behaviors that you know have to like you have to part ways with. I'm not saying to like not do that. What I'm saying is like cut yourself some slack, because I feel like you want to get everything in order, like you want to have everything looking neat and clean and everything in its place. But Pisces, like I don't even I don't even know how to say this, Pisces. This has been the biggest transformational life change that you've been going through, Pisces. Like I don't think you've ever experienced anything like this before. And this is not a change of like, okay, like there was a death, there was a rebirth, and boom, like I changed, or I moved houses and I changed, or I moved jobs and I changed. No, like Pisces, I feel like every aspect of your life has changed, like on a molecular, cellular level, on a mental, spiritual, emotional like level. Like so much of your life has been changing, Pisces, that there's this need within you, and I can feel this, like in this energy, I can feel this need within you of like having everything in its place, like being caught up with everything, like having everything organized and everything looking clean, and just being able to like I just feel this energy of you wanting to write it all down on a to-do list and check all the boxes and just feel like at ease, like you finally have it together. And Pisces, the reason why I'm even saying like cut yourself some slack, Pisces, this is so, it's so hard for me to even get this out. Like it does feel like a lot of like your energy might be, I don't know if it's scattered, or I don't know if you just are being handed a lot right now, like energy wise, like maybe a lot of decisions, maybe a lot of choices, maybe things kind of needing your attention, decisions need to be made, but you not necessarily being there on an energetic level just yet. Like maybe there's people that want to hear from you, or there's decisions that you have to make, or things that you have to do, but you not feeling like you're energetically there at this time. Like you feeling like there's still a lot of things that you have to clean out of the way. Like there's still a lot of things that you need to kind of like handle or take care of or reorganize or like place everything in its place. Like it feels like a big like cleanup kind of energy. And the reason why I'm saying like cut yourself some slack, Pisces, is because this is a major transition in your life. And it's not one transition, not two, not three. Like you've gone through major life transitions. Six of Swords, very spiritual card, okay? Because these are soul level transitions, okay? This is not just like, oh, I moved houses or I moved states or I got a new job. No, like we're talking about life-changing transitions to where you wouldn't recognize who you used to be back 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or maybe even a year ago. Like so much about you has changed, so much about you, like you're ahead of the game, Pisces. And like energetically, I feel like things need your attention, and I feel like you energetically want to feel clean and organized, like energetically, okay? Like, and the reason I keep reiterating the word energetic and not emotional or mental, it just feels like maybe there's a lot of like emotions or mental or a lot of things that need your care and handling, but the energy hasn't been available to you at the level that you want it to be. Because even if you don't recognize it, Pisces, even if you think, okay, not a whole lot is happening in my life, like surface level, there's a lot happening underneath the surface. There's a lot spiritually happening. Like if you feel like you've been tired, exhausted, sleeping a lot, taking a lot of breaks, it's okay, Pisces, because what's happening beneath the surface is massive and it's taking your energy, okay? Like these things that you're doing on a subliminal level, like these spiritual lessons, these challenges, these obstacles that maybe it's like, you know, when you wake up from a dream and you have that aftertaste, like you can't really pinpoint what the dream was about. You know, there was something in there. You know, there was a lesson about it. You have this feeling, this aftertaste. You can't vividly remember the dream, but you remember the aftertaste. You remember the feelings of it. And it's like you were onto something, you were getting something done, you were accomplishing something, and all of a sudden you wake up and it's just kind of like this in between, like this hazy feeling of maybe feeling like you're not fully connected to your life and feeling like you're in between two worlds. But again, the reason you may feel like you're in limbo or halfway is because there's a lot of work happening on a spiritual level. And so that's where your energy is going. Like if you feel like this reading resonates with you, and that's the reason why I reiterate energy wise, it's just not there yet, is because there's some things that need to be aligned. And in the last reading was called Spirit is clearing the way for you, because there's certain situations or things that have happened in your life that were not necessarily in your favor. So you know how other people's decisions can affect us, whether directly or indirectly. So I feel like this entire time that you don't notice a whole lot happening on surface level, it's like Spirit has been working things beneath like the surface, like behind the scenes. Spirit has been working and arranging certain connections and people and places and things. Like your guides, everybody has been working tirelessly to kind of arrange things to be divine timing, because there's a whole lot that goes into divine timing. And so for you feel like you've been waiting, you feel like you've been transitioning, you feel like so many things are like out of place. Like you want to clean everything up energetically, but you feel like there's still some ties, there's still some things that like need attention, but the energy is just not there yet, okay? Like it's getting there, it's transitioning, it's closing old chapters, it's closing old cycles, but there's still more work to be done. And again, if you feel like you're sleeping a lot, if you feel like you're eating a lot, if you feel like you're overindulging in some things, the reason why is because whatever you're closing out beneath the surface or behind the scenes is not easy. So if you feel like you've been going to old cycles, if you've been overindulging, and again, addictions can be so many things, okay? Some people can be addicted to the gym. Other people can be addicted to TV shows. Other people can be addicted to, coffee, weed, or maybe addicted to numbing themselves out, going into their own little world, disassociating. You know, it's just like addictions can really show up in many different ways. It doesn't have to be good or bad. Like an addiction is just something that you over engage with, something that you overindulge in. And whatever this is that you're battling behind the scenes, Pisces, whatever these demons are, whatever these challenges are for you, it's like that's the reason why you feel like energy wise you're not fully there, okay? Because there's a lot happening beneath the surface to finally cut yourself loose and free from whatever old contracts or old phases or whoever's trying to tap into your energy, because also what I'm getting with this devil in reverse is like people have been trying to tap into your energy and it's like you're offline. Okay, so I don't know if this is like literally like you're not, like you closed out of social media or you're taking a break from social media, but what I'm getting with this devil in reverse is like people are trying to check for a pulse. It's like, where's Pisces? What's happened to Pisces? And there's no status, there's no new profile picture, you're not active on social media, like whether this is literally or like more like metaphorically, but people are trying to tap into your energy, check to see if there's a pulse. It's like, where did Pisces go? And it's one or two things. You either cut them out for good or you've been taking your own time to recuperate and realign yourself and restore yourself. And this is one of the things, Pisces, that is very interesting, especially with these cards. It's like, Pisces, I don't know if like you do this on purpose, or I don't know if this has just become a part of like the way that you go about a reset, but what I've been picking up energetically, like off these cards and also from the personal readings that I've been doing, Pisces, I don't know if you do this on purpose or if this kind of just something that just happens naturally. I don't know what it is, but what I'm getting here is like there's some kind of cycle that you go through, okay, where you kind of like, whenever you're going through shadow work, or whenever you're going through a dark night of the soul, or whenever you're going through something like that, like major, it's like you kind of, you yourself take it all the way to rock bottom. Like you kind of just surrender fully into the experience and you feel all the emotions, and sometimes you even like drown in them. Like sometimes you even like not wallow, but it's like you even sit with it, right? It's like so many people couldn't even sit with themselves being alone, or so many people couldn't even sit through a meditation session. But for you, Pisces, I feel like you just go very deep into things, like very deep. Whether positive or negative, like you just go deep into it. So if it's like some kind of shadow work, if it's something that you're trying to work through, disappointment, heartbreak, whatever it is, it's like what I'm feeling with this energy is like there's some kind of cycle that you go through, that you go all in to that experience, to where, yes, you very well can lose yourself in that place. Like you very well swim very, very deep and in very dark waters at times. Like your inner world, like, most people are afraid of the dark, right? But your inner world, Pisces, is just like so many levels, so much more depth to it, that you kind of are very comfortable in those deep, dark waters, to where other people could completely feel like they're losing themselves and panic and react to that. To you, Pisces, whenever you go through that, it's like it's very familiar to you. So again, I'm not sure if this is even healthy, but there is a sensation here with the devil in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse that you may very well be addicted to the healing process. And what does this mean, Pisces? What does it mean? The way that it's being shown to me and the way that I'm picking up this energy is like there tends to be some kind of cycle, or some kind of, the way that this unfolds, okay, whether it's a disappointment, a heartbreak, a tower moment, whatever the situation is, whether it's a betrayal, whatever it is that you have to face, or like some kind of like dark night of the soul or some kind of shadow work, it's like you go face first into this. Like you go all in to this emotion, to this feeling, and you kind of like let it take you down, and you swim very deep. Like it's not even that you let it take it down, it's like you jump in head first, okay, into this like darkness, or into this dark water, or into whatever it is like you swim very deep into it. So one thing that was being showcased like with the Piscean energy is that Pisces, they don't harm anybody, okay? Like Pisces are just not that people. They don't wish ill. Like Pisces are not that kind of a person where they would take it out on anybody else, okay? Like when it comes to Pisces, Pisces love people and they're very empathetic and very connected. But one thing about Pisces, okay, and this is dark Pisces and also just Pisces. Pisces tend to have a self-destruct button, okay? Self-destruct button, okay? That, you know how other people, like if they're being bullied or if they're having a hard day, it's like they'll take it out on the next person. Pisces doesn't do that. Pisces absorbs a lot of it, and to be honest, what Pisces does is they take it out on themselves, okay? And this is just getting a little bit dark. I don't know why this is coming in. And a lot of it I'm picking up from this dynamic right here. So Pisces tend to take it out on themselves, okay? So the thing with Pisces is they're so understanding and they're so psychic and so tuned in to again, like human psychology and sociology, and how certain behaviors, certain habits, certain triggers lead people to do certain things. So the thing with Pisces is Pisces can see all sides of the situation. So if something were to go down and Pisces, for example, there's some kind of betrayal, right? Pisces is like, okay, why did this person betray me? And then Pisces kind of looks into the perspective of that person and what led them to do that. And then Pisces looks into the other person and into how they're feeling. And Pisces just gets the full picture of why certain things happen. And at that point, it's like, you don't hold it personal. It'll still hurt you. It's still a betrayal, but it's not like you're about to take it out on that person. It's not like you're about to go down to their level. What you do, Pisces, and this is what I'm seeing here, is that you kind of go within to process what happened, but your self-destruct button kind of activates. And again, this is what I was saying. I don't know if you do this on purpose. I don't know if this naturally happens, but your self-destruct button activates. And you go through this very dark period, like where you swim in deep, dark waters. If you wanted to, you could swim up to the surface and that would be the end of it. But it's like you kind of low-key like it there, Pisces. And this feels twisted. This feels a little bit dark. I don't know if you like the process of the afterglow, like having to go through that death to get the rebirth, to get the afterglow. I don't know what it is. But Pisces, something about this pain or something about whatever this is, I don't know what it is about it that it's very comfortable to you. Whatever these deep, dark waters are for you is a very familiar, comfortable place for you. So I'm not sure if you made friends with the pain or with the suffering. I don't know if you made friends with your demons. I don't know what you did, Pisces. But whatever this dark place for you is like you feel it feels very familiar to you. Whatever that bad habit or addiction or whatever it means for you to spiral, this is what I'm getting. Like whenever you go through a spiral or whenever things start to get a little bit heavier in your energy, it's like you tend to go within, okay? You don't take it out on anybody. You tend to go within and you tend to disassociate and disconnect from the world. But the negative side to that, Pisces, is that, again, you're not taking it out on anybody, so that's a good thing. There's a lot of people that will take that out on other people and are very narcissistic and toxic. But for you, Pisces, it's like you don't do that to others, but you kind of do that to yourself. So not sure who that message is for, but that sounds very specific. And again, I wasn't picking up this energy like that until this specific combination came through. So there's a lot of information coming out. I don't know why the reading's kind of like taking me from one place to another. So basically what I'm feeling here with the Six of Swords is there's been a lot of transitions in your life, Pisces, and you feel like you have things to get done. Like you feel like there's things that are waiting for you to take care of. Like you could write a whole list of things that you need to take care of and things that you need to organize and kind of put everything in its place. But the whole like lesson here with the Six of Swords is like to cut yourself some slack, Pisces, because you are going through major transitions. Like you're not going to have it all neat and organized and in its place. Like it's not all going to look good. And even if you wanted to, Pisces, what I'm getting with the Six of Swords is that even if you wrote out the list and like you wanted to handle all these things, like energy wise, things are still aligning for you. Okay, so the will might be there, the emotion might be there, even the passion might be there to just like handle all these things and bust those doors down and write a to-do list and handle everything in one day. Like that energy, that passion, I see the fire is there. But with the Six of Swords, it's like you've been going through major transitions in your life, Pisces. So don't feel like you have to have it all in place. Don't feel like everything needs to look a certain way or everything needs to be a certain way, or if things aren't looking a certain way right now, if everything looks messy, don't freak out and like don't take that at face value, because there's so much happening beneath the surface. And even if you wanted to right now, Three of Wands, there are energetic changes happening that you are not aware about that need to be aligned before you are aligned energetically to this Ace of Wands, okay? Because Ace of Pentacles in the reverse is like this feeling of being very ungrounded, okay? It's like wanting this foundation, wanting this stability, wanting this new beginning to go a certain way and having plans that you want to set in motion, because so much of it has been delayed because of these spiritual transformations. But again, balancing the fire out with the practicality. Okay, look how we have this combination, right? Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. The fire is there, the passion is there, but physically, materially, things are still aligning. And Pentacles, again, it is 3D, it is material, it is like real, like you could show for it. It's not just emotions, it's just not passion, it's like something you can touch, feel, and grab. things are still energetically being aligned for you. So if you feel like you're waiting for something, or if you feel like you're transitioning, if you feel like the energy is not fully there for you right now, trust the process, because King of Wands, Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, there's a lot of passion that is fueling whatever this manifestation is for you. Energetically, again, still transitions. Energetically, there's still energy that needs to be aligned for you to even have access to this new beginning. Okay? This is this is a general reading, so I feel like I want to get more specific, but that would be like a personal reading. It just feels like there's a lot coming in energy-wise. So whoever this reading is for, I feel like you have a lot on your plate. And I feel like for a long time, you've been wanting to just check all the boxes on the to-do list, but for some of you, it's like not even on you, okay? Like you're having to practice an insane amount of surrender and patience with the universe, because there are things here that are out of your control, okay? Like you can have all the wands, all the fire aligned for you, yet other things are still aligning. Like other things are still having to clear out for you to pursue them. I don't know why this energy is really like, it really is something. Like I'm gonna have to just clear some energy out of the way here, because it feels, honestly, it feels like an energetic dump or an energetic mess. I usually wait till before or after the readings to do a clearing, but I'm just gonna clear. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cut this reading short, but before I do, I kind of want to see, because this is a general reading and I don't know why this came through the way that it did, but it feels like, okay, all the passion is aligned. Like you do feel the fire, you do feel this need, and especially because it's 2023, it's January, it's like new year, new you, like getting everything together and stuff. But Pisces, like I don't know, like if you feel like a little bit exhausted or tired, or like you've kind of been out of it for some days, it has to do with the amount of transitions that you're going through. And to even have access to the energy that you will need for this new beginning, it's like you have to allow that rest. You have to be okay in the chaos. You have to learn to be okay in the mess. Like oftentimes it's like we want to have everything looking good, but what happens if we don't check the boxes on the to-do list and it's outside of our control? Like it's divine timing, you know, it's waiting for things to energetically align, you know, because for some people that are not spiritual, it can be very simple, right? It's like, okay, I need to do these things, let me write them down and let me take the action, right? It could be very simple as like 1 + 1 = 2, right? But for somebody who's tapped into spirituality, for somebody who's going through the awakening ascension journey, it's more than just writing your goals on a to-do list and taking action. It's more than that. There's so much more that comes into play, Pisces, when we're talking about divine timing, when we're talking about rejection is God's protection, when we're talking about blind faith. Like these are all lessons, spiritual lessons that we have to go through. And the more levels that we achieve, like the higher we go up the ladder, Pisces, it does get harder. Okay, so if back in the days before you were open to spirituality, maybe it was as simple as, okay, I have these goals, or I have these things that I have to do, well, let me write them down, let me take the action, right? Very simple, maybe not the easiest thing, but a very simple thing to do. But what I'm feeling with the Six of Swords, again, a very spiritual card, it's like it's not even so much about how you want it and when you want it, Pisces. Like right now that you've been like open to ascension and to spirituality and to all your lessons, it's like it's so much greater than just yourself. And it's like for some of you, it's like you're basking that in to where sometimes you do have to fully surrender. Sometimes you do have to fully let go. Sometimes you feel like you have no control over your own journey and over your own life. And sometimes you feel like you let yourself fall into these deep, dark places and allow this ego death to happen and to really embrace you and consume you, to be rebirthed into this new version of yourself. And for some of you, Pisces, with the devil in the reverse, I'm getting, this might just be for one person, okay? I just need to say it. You may be getting addicted to that process, like that healing process of death and rebirth. Like you may be very familiar with those dark places, like the shadow work with the deep dark waters. Like you may be very familiar to that, to the point where you like the death and the rebirth and the afterglow that it gives you. It feels a lot like an addicting energy, okay? And again, addictions can be anything. Addiction can be eating too much. It can be like watching too much TV, going too much to the gym, like doing something that you overindulge in. And so, yeah, this message feels like it's a little bit all over the place, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like it's an energetic mess for some of you, okay? It's like you wanted to have so many more things aligned, so many more things clean and organized, especially because it's a new year. It's like you want to get everything in its place, but energetically and spiritually, you're still waiting on things to align for you, okay? Because we have an Ace of Wands in the upright and an Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So the passion is there, but physically, materially, options, people, things are still needing to align in your physical reality for these two cards to align, because you have two aces, two new beginnings, passion and money, okay? Things that are making you passionate, like within your career, or maybe two things that are aside, whatever it is like you got all the fire, all right? But the Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse is like things materially still need to align for you. So it's like maybe you've done everything you can on your end and you're waiting for like feedback from the universe or from like outside circumstances, maybe a job application, maybe an interview, or maybe something with monetizing a project or an investment, whatever that is. Like materially, physically, in the 3D, things still need to align for you. The passion and the fire might be there, which again is creating this kind of friction between slow and fast. Okay, fire is fast, earth is slow. And like somewhere in between, somewhere in the middle is you. Between the past memories and sadnesses, the hopes for the future, you're going from a 6 to a 10. So all I can say, Pisces, is you're on the right path. All I can say, Pisces, is you're climbing up the ladder. Yes, it can be a very slow process. It can also be very time consuming and energy wise, okay, like aside from time, aside from emotions, aside from hopes and dreams and goals, what I'm feeling from this reading here is like energy wise, you may need like more attention to your energy, okay? Like you may, how can I say this? It's like, it doesn't matter how things are surface level. It doesn't matter how the emotions can come and go like waves. It doesn't matter. Like energy wise, there's still some kind of work that needs to be done. And again, this might be on behalf of the universe. This may be in behalf of your guides and your angels and your team. This may be on behalf of you taking the self-care and doing the things that you need, because you are going through major transitions, and that's where your energy is going to. So you might have a lot of opportunities and things aligning for you right now, and you may want to take these steps, but there are still things that need to align fully for you, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And energetic wise, like there's still a major rearranging that needs to happen. And I feel that this is more so going to come from the universe than from you. So for you, Pisces, what I can say here is like, take the time to allow yourself to recover energy wise, okay? So maybe emotionally, what you do for yourself is you disconnect, right? Maybe in terms of like, I don't know, like being in overwhelming situations or being too much out in like in the public eye or just around people, maybe your solution to that is taking a hike or spending the day in self-care or within or in your own bubble, in your own circle, whatever that is. Energy wise, like you need to kind of like focus more of your self-care in your energy and keeping your energy clean and clear, but also cut yourself some slack because you are transitioning. So again, it looks really good. Things materially still need to align for you. So if you're waiting on a call, if you're waiting for an opportunity, if you're waiting to hear back from a certain interview or position or whatever that is for you, something attached to your material world, is like things still need to align. You're still transitioning, the energy is still recharging, it's still aligning for this to flip to the upright. The passion is there, the fire is there, this feeling of being impatient, but patience is going to be a major thing on your journey, okay? I see that you're going from the 6 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. So it's a really good transition, okay? And very opposite energies, okay? This is reminiscing, missing, thinking about the past, and this one's having it all in the present moment and being in the moment because everything you need and want is here, right? And so you're going from the 6 to the 10. You're leaving behind these bad habits and addictions. Pisces, for some of you, I'm getting these addictions to the healing process. I'm getting these addictions to the afterglow. For some of you, I'm getting this addiction to this deep, dark place that you go to within yourself when you disconnect. And even though even though it's a very familiar place, it's not a happy place. It's a dark place. So whoever you are, that feels very channeled. Like, it feels very specific. There may be some addictions to pain. There may be some addictions to suffering. There may be some addictions to losing yourself, just to find yourself again. And again, I don't know why the thing with addictions is coming up, but I had it in the reading. I think it was not the last reading, but the reading before that. I think it was called Addicted to the Piscean Energy. Something about addictions came through in that reading, and for some reason I'm picking it up again here. And again, addictions don't necessarily have to be a drug, but it can very well be like a lifestyle or something that you do to disconnect, or whatever it is that is you overindulge in. And not every addiction is gonna sound like super harsh, but you know what you do, Pisces. Like, whoever this is, I feel like there's some energy here that I'm like picking up on, and the only reason I feel like Spirit is even bringing my attention to it is because you may be using this to self-destruct in a sense, like, but the thing here is like, this is where the addiction is like, you may lose yourself and let yourself hit rock bottom, and you may yourself dive in head first and hit rock bottom just so that you can be rebirthed. Something in that death and rebirth process is somewhere in the middle is where the addiction lies. So it's like something happened, maybe bad news, maybe a breakup or betrayal or something in your life happens to where you know you're about to like allow yourself to feel the emotions and allow yourself to, some of you, this is what I'm getting. There's an addiction in losing yourself to find yourself again. There's an addiction in dying just to be rebirthed and have a glow up. Like, something about this transformation has triggered an addiction. And this is very specific. So again, it's not going to resonate for everybody, but the reason I feel like this is being brought up to light here is because that addiction, whatever that is making your energy a lot more messier. Okay? Like, I feel like there's a connection between the Six of Swords and the Devil in the reverse. Whatever these transitions have been doing for you, it's like somewhere in the middle, you get lost within yourself. You also take it all the way to rock bottom just to be rebirthed, just to rise like the phoenix, just to have an afterglow, just to show up and be like, well, where was Pisces? Like, what happened to Pisces? Pisces has been offline for a long while, and then you, boom, reappear, afterglow, looking good, feeling good, being your best self, feeling the best that you've ever felt in a while. So Pisces, again, for some of you, this is some kind of cycle that you go through to where you drive it all the way to rock bottom just so that you can skyrocket back to the top. And some of you have been addicted to this process. I don't know who this is, but like, this is the word that Spirit keeps repeating in my mind, is addiction. There's some kind of addiction in that death and rebirth process. And again, the Devil in the reverse is like, for some of you, whoever this is for, you've acknowledged it. Like deep down, you know there's something twisted in there somewhere, but you've acknowledged whatever this is. It's like, some people say, okay, this devil is somebody else in their life, right? No, for you, Pisces, you've acknowledged that you have like this darker side to where whenever you do the shadow work, whenever you do go through an ego death, whenever you do go through that death and rebirth process, like, you drive it to the ground, you drive it to the floor, you drive it all the way to rock bottom just to skyrocket into the afterglow process. And again, like, I can see how that can make really like transitional, impactful moves in your life. Like, I can see how that can move you in big ways in your life, but I can also see that not being a healthy thing for you. Whatever it is, Pisces, whatever it is, you're going into a really good place. So whether this is healthy or not, whether this has worked for you or not in the past, what I'm getting with the Devil in reverse is you're acknowledging your ways. Like, there's a dark side to you that very easily triggers the self-destruct button within you. Again, for Pisces is very different. Pisces don't take it out on other people. They don't go out of their way to make other people suffer or project onto others. Like, the thing with Pisces, and the thing that Pisces should be careful of, is themselves, because Pisces has the self-destruct button. Other people can just push the blame on, right? Perpetuate those cycles. Pisces, on the other hand, you're just gonna self-destruct and then rise like the freaking phoenix. So again, it feels like an unhealthy cycle, but for some of you, it's worked. It's worked. And so again, with the transition, with the Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, you're realizing that whatever that cycle was, if it helped you, maybe it was unhealthy, but maybe it did change things in your life. It's coming to an end. And the devil in the reverse is like, you're seeing it for what it is. You're seeing that it was toxic. It was kind of dark, to be honest. But some way, somehow, it got you closer. It got you closer to your goals. And maybe it wasn't the most healthiest thing. Maybe it feels a little bit toxic. But it got you closer, and whatever fire was ignited within you, it's like that's what pushed you further along in this journey. Because what I can see here is like in those moments of death and rebirth, it's like there's nothing left. Like there's nothing to fight for. You don't even know up from down. Like you can't even tell. But all of a sudden, it's like there's a spark. There's a spark that reignites the whole process, and it just triggers you to make those massive moves. You make the massive move, you die, you rebirth again, you go through the same process again, and it's like for some reason it's like been like the start stop kind of energy. But on a major scale, you're making major moves. Like things are changing for you. Like things are drastically, physically, energetically, spiritually changing for you. In some way, somehow, whether healthy or unhealthy, the cycle has taken you closer to the 10 of Cups. And again, we're going from the 6 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. So whatever you're doing, Pisces, the result's going to be very positive, very good. But again, these cycles, these addictions do have to fall away because they've served their purpose, and now they've gotten you to this threshold. And now you're here at the threshold acknowledging that materially and 3D, some things still have to come together. The fire is there. And the fire is very fast, but the pentacles are earth and they're slower. So somewhere in the middle, you have to find that balance within you. And again, it's all taking you to the 10 of Cups. So you're going from the 6 of Cups, okay, memory, sadness, maybe even some depression, reminiscing, to 10 of Cups, fulfillment, and everything I need is here, right now. No need to live in the past. No need to think about the good old days, because everything you're going to need and your happiest days are coming, right? And so in the 10 of Cups energy, it's like it's in the present moment. There's no need to think. There's no need to fantasize. There's no need to visualize. There's no need to think of past memories because you live it, all right? And that's where you're headed. That's where you're headed, and you're very close. Again, 10 is a card of completion. 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups is like you were somewhere in the middle, and maybe even for some of you, beyond the middle, like within your journey, okay? Already pressing up to the better days of your journey. Because again, the initial stages of this kind of transformation, hardest moments of having to battle through everything and get everything together and kind of keep up with all the spiritual, energetic, and emotional changes. It's like every new day is like you see a different side of you, a different aspect of you, and you realize that you're neither one of these archetypes, but all of them at once, and neither of them. It's like you're so much more than that, and you go beyond that. But again, this transitional energy is what's been making everything feel very messy energy-wise, because there's a lot of transitions, and also there's some addicting dark tendencies here, Pisces, that no matter how it unfolded, if it used to help you in the past, it's gotten you to the threshold, and you no longer have to continue with those addictions or those dark sides of you or negative sides of you, because you're going from the 6 to the 10 of Cups. This is all I have, Pisces. If you would like a personal reading, the information is in the description box below.